I'm going to show you what they look like. Let me uncover them. They've been sitting all night. Set your oven at 425. Now here's what they look like. They have to go, and we're going to be cooking them anywhere from 12 to 20 minutes because they are sourdough. It's not like having the baking soda or baking powder in the biscuits, so they might have to be a little longer at this. When we're done making these, I will definitely let you know how they are. Right now, I have to wait for my oven to get up to that temperature. And you can see that the butter prevented them from drying out on the top. If you take a good look, you can see they have a nice shine on them. So, yeah, they're soft. Now we just have to wait, and that's it. So we'll wait for the oven to get hot, and while we're doing that, I'll be putting dishes up as normal, which is something which I normally do, so you can walk around with me. I'll turn you this way. So I'm going to be putting dishes up. But they really came out quite nice. I was really quite surprised. I didn't know they would. But from what I can gather from frontiersmen in their life and women selling bread, that would have meant that they were using sourdoughs, but they used it overnight and then they cooked it in the morning, which made it easier for them. I see nobody's up yet. That's okay. You'll get there soon enough, as they say. And while we're waiting for this oven, I'm going to sit there and get some apple cider vinegar and some boiled water, because that'll alkaline my system and I don't want to get sick. But anyway, as soon as the oven gets going, we'll get these biscuits in there. But they do look good. So the person who's looking, here are the biscuits. We're getting ready to bake them. They came out quite nice. They're well risen. They're double their size, so they're moving forward quite nicely. And I'm going to make some vinegar and boiled water because that alkalines in. Good morning to everybody. Now, when you go to make, if you want, oh, somebody's writing now. Let's see what they're saying. Thank you very much. When you go, if you're sick and you're making America, I'm from America, born and raised. Right now I'm making vinegar and water while we wait for that oven to get going. If you, apple cider vinegar is the only one that keeps your body alkaline, and once your body's alkaline, you can't get sick. 1 capful in a cup of boiled water is more than enough you need. And how long do you take it? Until you can't take it anymore and you're sick of it. And then your body's thoroughly alkaline, and then you can't get sick. No matter what happens, you can't get sick. Now, how does your body get acid? By eating a lot of starches and sugars. This is part 2 of the biscuits that we started yesterday evening. Right here, they've risen overnight. They're sourdough biscuits. We're actually doing it the way they used to do it in the frontiers. Women would get their bread to rise overnight, so that meant they had to make their own yolk, their own cultures. They couldn't go and just buy it in the store, so they had to make their sourdough cultures. So they would do the biscuits on the trail, wagon trails, and when they were herding cattle up north. So that's how they would do it. So they could do the biscuits at night, and they would rise all day. And then when they put the camp up for the night, they could just do the biscuits, and then before they closed up, would make another batch to rise. They travel all day, and that's how they would make sure that they could do it. I'm sure they soaked beans as well, so the cooking time on the beans would be less while they set up camp. I'll be right back. So that's what we're waiting for right now, is for that to happen, the biscuits. So your oven has to be at 425. They're going to cook anywhere from 12 to 20 minutes for you that are just coming on. And if you want to see them, here they are. They've been rising all night. What time is it? It is 4:30 a.m. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Oh, everybody left again. Okay, that's all right. Oh, somebody came back on. We just have to wait. I'm at 380. We've got to get up to 425, and these are going to cook longer because they have the sourdough, and we want to make sure that they cook. That's why they say 12 to 20 minutes. Now, you can do this the same way if you've made your own sourdough culture. You can also, you can also sit there and do your rolls like this, so you could have piping hot rolls in the morning. See, I'm learning that they used to take a whole cup of sourdough culture. A lot of my recipes take a little here and then build it up. Moonlight Scullies, hope you feel better. And so I like that idea. I'm going to try it. We're going to see how it works. I don't know. But if I can do that, yeah, that would be interesting how I could do that. If I could sit there and add that much, I could do rolls and bread and then just put it in the oven in the morning. That would give me time, because while I'm sleeping, it could do what it has to do. So this is a new way of doing biscuits, but it's a frontier's way. And for those wagon trails they used to have and everything else. 4:35. All right, 5 more degrees. We'll put it in. We've got 12 minutes of chatting, and I can do dishes, which I'm doing all the time. Don't think I do, but I do. Okay, now we're going to put them in for 20 minutes. Well, anywhere from 12 to 20 minutes. All right, we're on the clock now. 36, 46, 56. Anywhere within the next 46. Let's see for, let's see, I should check them at 50. Yeah, we'll check them about then, okay? What can I say? Now you're going to watch me do some dishes, what I do. Hi, Dixie Normus, and happy birthday. May you have a wonderful day. Ask the doctor if you want to know what's wrong with you. Don't ask me. I don't diagnose. Okay. So anyway, we're going to find out if this works. And I'm definitely going to try them. I'm not lying. I am going to try one. We'll find out. At least I'll find out, and I can tell you how they are. Yay or nay or whatever. Happy birthday, Holden Duxie to Dix. Holden to Dix. Happy birthday. May you have a wonderful day today. So, while you're doing. Hi, Dixie. Dixon. Sorry, not Dixie, Dixon. So it's wait now. That's all I can say. We've got a little bit of waiting to do, and we'll find out. I'm going to give it time, and then we'll definitely know if this works. If this works, this is great, because you can make your rolls and set everything up at night. You then just sit there and go to bed, and in the morning put them in the oven, and that's it. Phoenix, Arizona. You're out in the Midwest. these flavors. And Holden to Dex. You should ask my cats that. Where are all of you from? Yeah, we're just waiting. That's all we can do now. But we're going to try them. When I'm done doing these dishes, I'm going to make some coffee. California? Oh, that's way on the other coast from where I am. I have a girlfriend. She's angry with me right now for telling the truth. She got mad with me. But I told her I have a right to my opinions, you know, but she didn't like it. She'll call back. Right now she's just angry with me. I really want to make her mad. Send her a card. She'll hit the roof. Florida. Ah, I went through Florida. Washington State? Oh my God. I don't know what a Mexican pit bull is. I've been to Mexico. In the Saddleback mountain area. Pennsylvania, oh, you're not far. You're like a spit from me, as they say for Pennsylvania. I remember driving through the Blue Ridge Mountains with my husband, and it's beautiful up there. Oh my God, I'm not gonna lie. A long time ago, minus 72, no, minus 73 from this year. And you can figure it out. Nope, I do not know. The Mike I know is only one, and he's in Texas right now, and he is my older brother's best friend. And they've been friends for life. I don't know a lot of people. I have to be honest with you. I've never been one of the crowds. I've always been more isolated. Well, Julian, you're a nice sorry sap of the life. See, when people are bitter like that and say horrible things, Anglican. I am Anglican, better known in America as an Episcopalian. It's an offshoot of the Catholic Church. Though some of my beliefs doesn't go with them. Let's say I have more understanding, I think, because it makes sense to me. So, when people send you horrible statements and everything else, feel sorry for them because they're a sorry person. Just a sorry excuse for human being. I said hi to Mike Oxlong. If he's here, he knows I said hi. See, when people insult you because they have nothing better to do, because they feel so bad about themselves, the only way they can feel good is if they sit there. Right now it's 4:43 in the morning. They have to put people down so they can feel better. They don't want to build anybody up because they have to feel good about themselves. Just like people think money can get them what they want and everything else. It doesn't work like that. And people who do well in life, they've worked hard to get what they've got. You can't cry and say, oh, I have it bad. We are making sourdough biscuits. We started those yesterday, and we're going to sit there, and we're finishing them up today. All right, now I've got to get this down so I can make coffee. Anyway, I got that down. I don't have to worry about it. I'm from America. An Eastern Star. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast. That's true. I am on the East Coast. Okay. I am doing well, and it's good morning over here, though I know it looks dark outside. It's the early morning. No, I am not from South America. I'm North America. United States of America. In one of our states. I guess a little dot in the world, like everybody else. I am allergic to caffeine, so the coffee that I have is decaffeinated. North America, I'm from. Which one are you talking about? What rag? It's not a rag. I have dishcloth, dish towels, washcloths. So what are you talking about? The coffee I use is Teeccino, Teeccino. It's a chicory herb. Chicory calms the heart. Caffeine races the heart. That's why I'm using this. Oh, I wash them all the time, but if you're talking about the cloth I wash the dishes with, it gets washed every time I do the dishes. No, you don't use handkerchiefs to do that. Okay, the Infinity Mag, so you're a racist. Fine, get over it. Now I already finished one up. Now this one is Java. It's made with organic herbs. It's coffee-free, it's caffeine-free, and it's acid-free, so it's not going to hurt your stomach. All right, this has, let me see if I can see what's in it. This has organic carob, organic barley, organic chicory, dates. I got this from Amazon, but I didn't. Wait a minute. Where did I get this from? I got the coffee. I typed in a decaf, and this came up. And it's the company is called. Just look it up on Google, not Amazon. Google Teeccino, and look for it. They have teas that are caffeine free, and they have coffee. So if you have a high blood pressure and you want to lower it, this will do it because it has chicory root in it. And chicory root is what the frontiersmen used to use as coffee as they moved across this country. And where was I? So they used that until coffee beans became famous. And then if you notice, people are having a lot of high blood pressure medication. A lot of people are on high blood pressure. They say come off the salt. They forget the caffeine in the coffee. And if you use mushroom coffee, they spray it with coffee as they dehydrate the mushrooms, so you're still getting a high caffeine. Now, some coffees are made with coffee beans and chicory root, but coffee beans override the chicory root. So this is why this one's 100% chicory root. There's no caffeine in it at all the coffees, and I've had some of their teas. No, I found out the hard way. Let me see if I can turn the volume up. Somebody's having a hard time. No, my volume is as high as it can go. I can't go any higher. Let me put this one up. I want the jar up. My husband was very sick. I didn't know he was so close to death. And to keep going, because he needed me at night and he needed me during the day. Biscuits tea, read the package. If it has caffeine and you have high blood pressure, stay off of it. It's just as simple as that. Ginseng, I don't know ginseng. I've had some teas. People have told me they were ginseng and I enjoyed them. My problem is I was drinking about 20 cups of coffee a day. Okay. My husband needed me at night. He needed me during the day. He needed me in the afternoon because he was very sick and I was caring for him. So I sat there and good night, Adam. So I sat there and I was running on caffeine. And then finally, one night, we had coffee before we were closing the house up, and I sat there and my heart was really pounding very hard. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. So what happened is that I turned to my husband because I felt my whole body was shaking every time my heart was. That tells you how high my blood pressure was. And I told my husband, I don't think I'm going to be alive in the morning. I'm going to die tonight. As sick as he was. Okay, and he stayed up with me, sick as he was. He was not going to lose me, but I lost him. Well, that's life, as they say. But anyway, I went to the doctor. He put me on blood pressure medicine, and 1 week of being on blood pressure medicine, I was whoop. I couldn't get in any of my clothes. I just blew up. My body was reacting to it. And I told him I was drug sensitive. I don't take drugs easily. They lose me on the OR table all the time if they're not careful. This is where I've died a lot of times. And so they have to be very careful with me in medicine. He didn't listen. So he gave it to me. My husband got me back to him. He said, what happened to you? I said, well, I took your medicine. This is what happened. So what happened? He gave me a water pill. I want you to know, water pills, you cannot hold your bladder. I mean, you get a little tick, you got to go to the bathroom. It just came right out. I couldn't, this was embarrassing and I couldn't deal with it. And one day I just decided I was not having coffee. I did not want tea. But I took my medicine with food. And next thing I knew is I was flat out on the settee, which is an old term for a couch. And my blood pressure had plunged. I couldn't even pick my hand up. That's how bad. I was on the couch, just sprawled out. I was wide awake, but I couldn't pick up my hands or anything. I was really worried. So I sat there and I had to lay there till I fell asleep on the settee. And I woke up the next morning and I had my energy back. I felt good. So I got up and I made some coffee, took my medicine and stuff because I felt like having coffee that day. And what happened next? I had a great day. The next day, I said, I'm not having any. Okay, we'll let them stay a little longer. And I didn't take it, and I was sprawled out again, right on the side. And it was in the dining room. And I was at the dining room table. I couldn't move. I got stuck in the chair most of the day sleeping with my head down. I couldn't even hold my head up. So I decided that was it. When I finally had some energy, I'm setting the flame so it doesn't go over the side. So when I finally got the energy in that evening, I went to bed. We're finishing up the biscuits from yesterday. Thank you. And what happened was, I called my doctor the next day. I didn't take my medicine. I didn't have any coffee. I didn't have anything. And I told him what was happening to me. I said, I took the medication and coffee, and I was fine all day. My blood pressure was 120/80. I said, but if I don't have coffee and tea, it's down to like 60/40, and this is dying time. And he thought about it, and I said the next day I had coffee and it was 120/80. The next day I didn't have any coffee or tea, and I noticed my blood pressure plunged again. And he told me to come off all medicines, watch my blood pressure, stay off coffee and tea, and let him know. I did. My blood pressure fluctuated just a bit until it settled down, because I usually run 90/60, so I'm already got a low blood pressure. So, you know, the medication didn't take much to kick it all the way down. And, okay, and good morning, everybody who's coming on. So then what happened was, I came off of all the medication and just staying away from coffee and all. And I tried mushroom. And for a couple of years, I didn't have anything. I had water in the morning, no problem with that or anything else. And then what happened was, somebody said, try mushroom coffee. So I tried mushroom coffee for a week, and I went to the doctor, and all of a sudden now my blood pressure is way over 200. That's the bottom number. So the top number was much higher. He said, you're going on blood pressure medicine. And I'm sitting at the table, you know, the exam table, and I'm sitting there. What did I add new? Because my blood pressure has been normal for years now after I came off of coffee and tea and soda and chocolate. You know, I got a list in power drinks. I never took power drinks because they're high in caffeine. I said, what would cause my blood pressure to go up? I don't use a lot of salt either, and I use kelp. So what happened was I found out, I called, the only thing I added was this mushroom coffee. So I called them and said, oh yes, as we dry the mushrooms, we spray it with coffee. I said, I can't have that. It has caffeine. So I stayed off of it for a long time. And then I heard about Tessino coffee. So I sat there and I said, I'm going to read up. And I called them, and they said, there is 0 caffeine in ours. And I said, well, that is really great. I'm going to do it. And I haven't had any problems since then. I just drink that instead. Here they are. Now we're going to try them. I definitely want to try one of these. So give me a minute and we'll see how they are. So I found out the hard way about coffee. Oh my God, they're so good. All right, here's how they look. That's the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? There's the top. You see they rose. Now we'll open them. Remember, don't squeeze them when you open biscuits, because biscuits have a tendency to squish down, and you don't want to do that. You just want to pry them apart. Ah, good morning from Maine. My girlfriend's from there, one of my girlfriends. Biscuits and honey? That's what we're going to find out. They're really hot. I'm trying to just, oh. Really, really hot. Hold on. Okay, ready? You ready for this? Here's the, ouch, Jesus Christ, they're hot. Look at that. I am burning myself. Okay, so this is the other side, the other half. Look at that texture. Isn't that beautiful? What a lovely way to make biscuits. You'll make them at night and have them in the morning. So we're going to have these. They're crunchy on the outside. Yeah, it just came out of the oven. They have more chew than biscuits. They are so moist in the inside. That is unbelievable. I can't believe it. That really came out nice. What an unusual biscuit to have. I don't know if you can hear the crunch, but they're crunchy. Mm. These are so good. Mm. Mm. You have to try this. This is so unusual. Mm. I'm definitely eating this. I don't know if you can hear the crunch, but you can really hear the crunch on the outside. They're really crunchy on the outside. But when you get to that inside, you are in for a treat and a half. Mm. This is well worth it. Mm. Mm. They are so crunchy. I'll be right back. I have to go get a cup and saucer. So give me a minute. I am definitely going to try making rolls with this. Oh, I'm having some coffee. These are so good. I mean, they're really good. I'm not lying. You cannot taste the wheat germ in them, so you can make them. They are crunchy on the outside. It's got the butter taste on it. The wheat germ, you cannot taste the wheat germ that we put into it. They are so flaky on the inside. This is the greatest way. Just turn the oven on, put them in. Man, you can't go wrong with this. Now, some of you say, what do I use this for? I'm having coffee. I like some of the teas they also make that are caffeine-free. I might get some of those and try these. So now we know, absolutely, we can do it. I should call these Frontier Biscuits, really. I should. I think I'm going to. We'll call them Frontier Biscuits. I did it yesterday on a live yesterday evening if you want the recipe. But you have to make your own sourdough culture. I've already showed, I think last summer I showed you how to do it. And a couple years back on it. So you can look at the videos and see how to make your sourdough. If you can't, I also gave you a video that stated where you can buy sourdough if you can't make it, to make it easier for you. I made my own sourdough. All right, so you can make it. Please do. I can't remember. I thought I did it a couple weeks ago, the video of where you could buy sourdough. I'm not sure. But I remember, if it's not alive, it'll be a video or a short. Just look for it and it's right there. So if you can't make it, but I have done, I think, 2 or 3 videos on how to make your sourdough, but it's in parts because one of them took me 15 days. I find springtime is the best time to capture those microbes. There's like 400 or 500 of them. That's the real sourdough when you sit there and use the other. So the thing is that you can sit there and do it, but they say in 3 to 5 days. Yeah, right. Well, mine took 2 weeks. But you can tell because when you mix the water and the flour together and you put it by a window, if you put it outside, you have to put cheesecloth over it so the microbes can get in and the insects can stay out. So what you can do is you can sit there and I put mine by the window and you stir it every day. The ratio, I think, is 1.5 cups of water to 2 cups of bread flour. They like bread flour better than any other one. And where was I? So you wait, you stir it down every day. Stir it down every day. And when you see it starting to swell, it's starting to grow, you've caught your microbes. And then what you do is you can put them into a jar and you start feeding them. But you must feed them every day to their bread flour. You cannot use all-purpose. You cannot use cake flour. It must be bread flour. That's the one that they like. And what's the ratio for that? Oh, I feed mine every day 2 tablespoons of bread flour with 1.5 tablespoons of cold water. That's what I feed mine, and I stir it down every day. I have it in a quart jar, and that's where I keep mine, in the refrigerator, and I feed it every day. I'll be feeding them again today, every day. So listen, there are some idiots on here, so what can we do? But anyway, that's biscuits. That is the way they did on the frontier and the wagon trails and the cattle. So this is very interesting. So I am going to go off for now. I'm going to have another biscuit with my coffee. But anyway, I want you to know they're well worth it. I'm going to try doing rolls and bread like this and see what we can come up with. Okay? So listen. Oh, that's right. I've got to make a pumpkin brownies. Yeah. So I look forward to doing that. I'm going to show you. I don't know if anybody else has ever done it, but I've just got this crazy idea. Why don't you make pumpkin brownies? So that's what we're going to be doing soon. You are very welcome. I'm having coffee. I have to buy their teas. They sent me a few samples and I like them, so I want to try that as well. And later on in a bit, after I finish this, what time? 5? Yeah, I'm going to be making a meatloaf, but this meatloaf we're going to be making is going to be a venison. Okay? So I will see you. Yeah, it does sound good, doesn't it? Pumpkin brownies. So anyway, that if I do that, that's going to be in the afternoon. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go for now, have my coffee. I'm going to have one more biscuit. And then I'll be back with a live, and we're going to be making venison, which is deer meat, meatloaf, and see what we can come up with. Okay? So I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.